Ladies and gentlemen, the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sleeve running.
Sleeving Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Your bitrate is so bad. How did you record? This is 4K? You have 4K apparently?
Has been a task for every single Yu-Gi-Oh player, not only as a tournament regulation, but to protect their cards from damage and wear. Although tedious, it is a commonly shared activity between everyone, and we learn to enjoy the repetitive motions of this laborious work. But to turn tedious work into a task that can be done as quickly as possible requires precise hand-eye coordination, mastery over a variety of mechanics regarding technique, and some of the craziest and creative approaches I've ever seen in regards to putting cardboard inside of plastic. The history of sleeve running can be traced back up to 8 months ago in a one-off meme video by Hypnocorn. But as of the past couple weeks, some of the greatest players, content creators, and shitposters to ever pick up a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards had their turn with the record.
Did you know that he didn't put me in the category of player? He put me in the category of content creators.
For a period of time, they could say that they were the best in the world at this monumental task. This is the world record history of sleeve running.
This is the worst fad we ever had, by the way. Like, this is like, I hate this. I hate everything about this. Actually, like, the worst ever fad that this community's ever spawned. And I hate it because it was my idea. Like, that's why I hate it.
Many historians believe that sleeve running had always existed in some capacity. However,
historians.
the most widely documented case we could find of this is of Hypnocorn/Vlad's video being "So I tried to speedrun double sleeving" from 8 months ago. Although it only saw modest success in regards to his other content, he did in part
Cum.exe.
speedrunner best known for his Mario Odyssey speedruns, inspired Distant Coder and Farfa to speedrun a 40-card main deck. These early runs were, as Andrew G would put it,
"It's too slow!"
These early runs were rudimentary, sloppy, and messy in their earliest.
Man, look how slow we were.
But you can already see some basic.
A minute 40?
Ideas of putting cards into piles that allowed for consistent, repeatable action, and the usage of certain sleeves are shown here. Coder's day 1 time was 1 minute and 44 seconds, which was immediately beaten later on by Farfa, scoring a 1 minute 40. However,
140, that's so bad!
And traction within their respective servers, competition began to quickly heat up.
Oh yeah, remember the drama?
Along with Coder taking the task more seriously, 3 more competitors were eyeing up the record eagerly. Septo, Revz cards, and me, Stevie Blunder. Coder, the day after getting his first record broken, Coder would finally manage a time of 1 minute, 4 seconds, and 50th hundredths of a second.
Suck my dick! Suck my dick!
But Revz would trade the record, scoring an insane 1 minute and 24 hundredths of a second. A sub 1 minute was possible. It was just a matter of who was going to get it first.
The sub 60. Did I ever hit sub 60? I think I got 57 once or something, and that was it. Maybe? I don't even know. Did I hit sub 60?
We need to talk about Rules Patch 1.0.
Oh my god, this was the worst. Dude. Oh my god, this was the worst. Holy shit.
Despite it being a mainly friendly competition, strict rules were put into place in the sake of standardization for legitimate and future runs. However, there were a couple of gaps within the rule set, and with no real immediate authority to consult, we had to make do at the time, being 3 AM. In the patch 1.0 rule set, there isn't a rule regarding if the cards had to stay in frame of the camera or not. Although implied by previous messages, it was never made 100% clear. This will come into play within the first sub 60 run. In order to save time in regards to placing or tossing the cards, I opted to go for a strategy where I could instead drop the card into my lap. This both saved time and got my hands into a neutral position time and time again, so I could more easily pick up the cards and sleeves in a more consistent fashion. This strategy worked.
They disqualified him for this because Kevin didn't like the rules.
And over the night, I managed to beat both Revz and Coder's records multiple times overs, scoring multiple sub-60s. However, despite this short-lived victory, there was a storm brewing in the Coder Court. This run would spark controversy because of the previous rules I mentioned earlier, being that there was no official statement being that the cards had to be in frame. With people arguing over the run's legitimacy, Coder and the other moderators of the category would ultimately decide to create a new set of rules with clear and concise definitions on what and wasn't allowed. The previous records would be treated as a separate category.
The cards fell into your lap off camera.
Patch 1.0 incident. Now in patch 1.1, there were much stricter rules on what procedures had to be followed and in what way. Despite this setback, we got right back to work running the category. Coder was the first to set a record in patch 1.1, getting a personal best of 59.74, a sub 60, proving that again, sub 60 was possible even with the new rule changes. Revz' next attempt at the record would give him a 58.79, beating out Coder and earning him back the record. However, one person mentioned earlier would finally, after hours and hours of practice, have his shot at the record.
Septo. The Septo saga. This is so unnecessarily dramatic!
Septo was without a doubt the longest grinder at the record, most notably on day 1, putting in over 12 hours of attempts before settling in at the mid-110s.
You played for 12 hours? Sorry, I say played. That's implying that there was a game to play or something. You spent 12 hours sleeving and re-sleeving your cards to beat a speedrun record?
As his personal best. He experimented with new strategies, using pens as leverage, multiple piles, and numerous other ideas that came to mind while he was grinding at the record. Despite numerous setbacks, failed runs, and doubts surrounding if Septo even had the ability to crack sub 60, let alone set a new record, Septo finally pulled up.
You spent 12 hours and you didn't even hit sub 60?
Off of this. A 58.36, 43 hundredths of a second faster than Revz. After days of grinding, non-stop streaming, and literally over 1,000 attempts, Septo finally had the record. But despite this, I wouldn't be taking this defeat laying down.
Chat, I think I had 6 attempts total over like a week.
The drop-down lap strategy had already been proven effective, with me getting the first sub 60 with an unoptimal card and sleeve pile setup and technique.
Unoptimal card and sleeve setup
strategy, or BCC for short, I was able to take back the record in a matter of hours, clocking in a 57.15, an impressive 1 second knock off the run with a little bit of change. However, this would soon lead to a revolution in the sleeve running community, when Revz cards did this.
Oh, my fucking cam again. The box strap. This is way too dramatic. Little bit of lean there, buddy.
Nobody had seen it before, an astounding 53.95. The technique is most eloquently explained and shown on Revz' video about the matter, but in short...
Wait, he made a video as well?
...cards against his deck box to minimize distance and to prevent double draws, as well as utilizing the slide technique for sleeves. Being able to pick out cards one by one, as well as not get any double drag on sleeves. Revz,
you know, they should have made a rule about no aids to sleeving.
Himself to be the best
only a mat, sleeves, and cards allowed on the table.
On the side of my desk. I wasn't going to take this laying down again. I knew what I had to do. I sat down, set up my BCC, turned on stream, and began to grind out attempts. 54.25.
This is literally the worst content I've seen.
Fuck it.
It's a really good video for such a useless, shitty thing.
Pace runs. This happened.
Basically every single speedrun video. Yeah, that is true. The fastest pencil sharpener and stuff, you know, like... Not really interesting, is it? Did he do it? Oh my god, is this sub 50? Oh no, it's not. It's not. It's not. No way. Very close.
A 53.84 after time adjustment, beating out Revz by just over 1/10 of a second. The run had a great flow outside of a couple of minor spaghettis that definitely still
Let's go.
But until Revz gets bored of making sealed only
600 attempts.
2 and decides
Septo did 1,000 and just about hit sub 60.
to make real
What are you people
content,
doing?
I've had my fill at this category.
Are they so burned out of remote duel that they sleeve their decks over and over? Yeah, I guess. The future? No, there is no future for this. It dies today. That's it. It's done.
And this is where the category lies today. I wouldn't say that I'm 100% happy with where the world record stands. As a runner of this category, I can 100% say that these runs are definitely still beatable. Minor imperfections, sticks, and adjustments could have easily brought down the run.
I'm not happy with
maybe
my
a
current
51,
record.
Possibly even a sub 50.
But there is more to
I get a
come in
little
the
bit
future.
more luck. With new optimizations, strategies, and other implementations, sleeve running's potential is far from dead. But until then, I've been
Far
Sleevy
from
Wonder,
dead.
and
Get it?
thank you
Check.
all
Get
for
it?
watching.
This... You put way too much time and effort into this video. It was a good video. It was really well made. I like it. This was dead on arrival to me. I know, right?